There we go.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha, and this is my beautiful wife, Keisha, and she's going to be here on my channel today, and I'm going to be interviewing her and asking her some nice questions and her opinion about some mental health, self-worth, and health tips, as well as opinions. Okay, so my first question for you today is, how old are you?
37.
And your astrological sign.
I am a Cancer. Yay.
And what's your
With
moon
lots
sign?
of moon swings. Or mood swings. And what?
The moon sign.
Oh, I don't know.
It's an Aquarius.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So an Aquarian moon. And I would description about your parents growing up and the structure that you had.
Okay. Well, let's see. My parents, to start out with, were in the picture the first 4 to 5 years of my life, and then they separated, and unfortunately my father passed around that time, and my mom and I moved to Texas. Anyways, from there we moved all across the country, back and forth along the coastline. The guy that she married was in the Army as a pilot, and so that's why we moved around a lot. Then around maybe 7 or 8, I ended up moving with my family member, uncle and grandma. Yeah, around like 8. I lived with my grandma for 5 years, and then moved back with my mom around age 14. So growing up without my mom and my dad being there, and being raised by my grandmother was quite stressful and new. I was used to being close with my mom when I was very young, and remember that quite clearly, even though I was so young. So moving on, moving back with my mom around my teen years was a really high point for me, for being where I felt alone for all the developmental years, and starting my teenage life with my mom again was what I thought was going to be like a really great thing, and ended up being another really tragic thing because of alcohol abuse and being a teenager and having no rules and structure starting those years. Well, you can imagine what teenagers get into. So I went crazy with drugs and alcohol and doing what I wanted and having no structure, and basically me, I, and nothing really clicked at that age on the fact that there was anybody else in the world but me. So moving forward 10 years, it probably took it till my late 20s to really get it together and realize that I wanted success and a good life, and I was tired of struggling and tired of heartbreak and and tired of people looking at me like I was a piece of shit. So it took a really long time to realize that I needed to give back and be a part of society if I wanted the help and the love and the success. I had to start caring about others in a healthy manner and caring about myself in a healthy manner. And I had to learn how to do that through actually going to AA. And I'm not really anonymous with it, so but yeah, so that's kind of where I started waking up around about 30 years old. I started learning how to really care about myself and care about others.
Do you think that has to do with a lot with self-worth?
Well, when you see other people happy and healthy, and you see them driving nice cars and starting families, and they just have all these things that look good to you, and you feel like you don't have any of it, well, you got to figure out how to get it. And really the closest way I could figure out how to get it was to see how other people got what I didn't have, and how to learn how to do that. And in learning how to do that, well, I noticed that people had self-worth, they had discipline, they had boundaries, and they basically had self-worth. And it took me a while to learn how to have self-worth, boundaries, and success. But I finally got it. And it was quite the journey and quite the lesson.
What do you think is the most successful thing about your life?
Well, coming out of a rough situation and addiction and being homeless and causing myself problems over and over, going into AA was probably my first step towards any kind of success. Getting clean was probably number one. Number two, well, I got into a lot of unhealthy, toxic relationships, and learning how to build relationships and network and communicate with people was number two. And I mean, that's basically how you find someone that you can spend the rest of your life with, is through learning all of that, which is, you know, the greatest thing you could, you know, people search their whole lives for. So,
and my last question is health.
Well, health plays a huge role in everything. I feel like health and self-worth, those are foundations for success. And without those things, of course, success may possibly never come for anyone. And self-worth and health, when you kind of get it down, feels amazing to really be living a healthy lifestyle, and to really be caring for yourself and not allowing trash food in your life, trash content in your life. You know, you consume things through more more than just your stomach, your eyes, ears. So that's a multifaceted thing. So yeah, health is the foundation for really everything. And then I think I learned that later in life too, when I think I started having self-worth first, and then the health consciousness came, and then they kind of bounced off of each other back and forth a little bit, and then success in relationships, and finally work. But you can have everything you could ever dream of if you stop flooding your body with toxic, alcohol, drugs, and there are some things that people need, that, maybe they're prescribed by their doctor in order to be able to function as a human being. So I'm not saying like all substances are horrible, but just finding what you have to do to live an optimal level, I guess.
You're so beautiful.
Yeah, I probably am gonna look like I just smoked a fat blunt or something, because I'm kind of dry. But yeah, so I guess some successful things that we have done have been, well, getting married, traveling.
We traveled the world together.
Well, not
We've
the world
seen
yet.
30
The
states
countries.
together. We've seen 30
Working.
states, and we traveled out of our van.
We lived in a van for a
year.
A year or two. Yeah. And traveled all over the country, which was, it was a learning experience, and it was kind of fun, and, figured out what we really wanted to do, and found a way to do it. And, for the most part, we were really successful in our relationship, and just finding a way to live life and have a work life and have hobbies, and everything kind of happens within a balance. We go through hardships, and we go through everything like, every other human being. We have our mood swings, our happy days, our happy moments, our sad moments, but we don't use drugs or alcohol to pacify, or or poor me, or I gotta celebrate. Like, life is much more fulfilling when you don't put poisonous chemicals in your body. So that's the greatest success yet, is living without substances, I guess. I guess that's it. I don't know. We will probably be back on here together, I guess. Yeah. And maybe figure out some questions to answer for people, and hopefully inspire people to really start caring about themselves, and caring about other people.
Other people in the world.
Yeah. And maybe help people live a happier life than they have been living. I don't know. Well, nice to meet you.
Have a good day.
Bye.